Greetings.
I was waiting for you. Hello and welcome to the new releases show from Variant Edition. My name is Danica.
My name is Brandon. I was waiting for the scene in the corner of my eye to switch to be like, oh, we're on.
And I wait for you, so I know that we're not muted.
Yeah.
How's
Good
everyone
times.
tonight?
Doing okay? We're doing okay.
Yeah. Hope you had a good long weekend. If you had one. We ran a few errands yesterday, and a lot of people did not have a long weekend because people in retail were working yesterday. We weren't, because we're never open Mondays, but we would have been otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where, yeah, you own a small business, and they're like, "Oh, have a good long weekend. What are your plans?" And we're like, I mean,
Nothing changes.
we're here.
Thanks, stranger.
Yeah, it's always in good intent, but it's sort of just like, my part of the industry does not get this time off. It's just a thing. There's words to this one.
I like it. Whoa. I don't know. That's okay.
Heckin'.
I don't know. I like it.
It is very nice. I will agree. Also, hi, everybody out there.
I guess allergy update, because that's fun. I basically laundered about half of my clothes today. So I
Yeah.
could get rid of that laundry soap. So we'll see.
You're doing better than you have been the last couple days.
I found a place in the house where I didn't have symptoms, or at least I felt better, and I stayed there all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working from the couch because I worked in here for a bit in the ironically in this room, which we're going to be for an hour, and I did not feel well, so I left. So this show should be interesting. I don't know what I'm allergic to. I hate it.
Yeah, like it could be like we keep windows open here. It could be the soap, because it isn't consistent. Should be fine some days, so it like can't be the outdoors, I don't think.
I spend a lot more time outdoors now that we have the fire pits. We get invited to our neighbors' fire pits, and I spend time outside, so I don't know.
Well, and you're not like dying at the fire pits,
No.
unless the smoke hits you.
Yeah, even then.
Which is just like the hazard of a fire pit.
That's fine. I can take it.
We like our neighbors. They're good people.
Yeah, they are.
We don't agree on everything, but like they're just good people. So it's possible.
Oh my gosh. Brandon used to have like skinny little limbs, so he would do like a Muppet dance.
So very early in our relationship, Danica had a studio apartment, and I was making food for her. And so there's like sort of like an extension island thing that separates out the kitchen. And so one time I'm just doing some stuff, and I just kind of like crouched a little lower and just like, don't.
I think it was actually you're tall enough that you were on your knees and you were still on the counter,
and just so flopped my arms up. Bump.
It was great. Weirdly, that's not what made me fall in love with him. I know everyone's thinking it, but it's not. The Muppet dance was not what got me.
Was not the thing that just locked you down?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Good to know.
No, I've told you.
Yeah.
That's private though. But yeah, maybe one day.
Stuff happening in the comments.
I love it. That's very true and funny, and I like it. I think my favorite one is one of their simpler ones. One of them goes, "That wasn't half bad," and the other one goes, "It wasn't half good either." That one always gets me. I love it. All right.
I can't even disguise this one because it's got 4 cover. What? 4 covers? 2 covers, but 4 covers. It is Shock Shop. It is a horror anthology series themed around a comic shop.
Yeah, it's a horror anthology flip comic taking place in a haunted comic book shop.
Hence
Yeah.
the covers.
So yes, I read the digitals when they sent out the previews like a month ago, and it's really good, you guys. It's really good. You should flip those covers. Show them that Francavilla.
And I mean, I'm a sucker because like that's Fabio Moon.
Yeah, and Fabio Moon. Francavilla on one side, Fabio Moon on the other side. You cannot lose.
Yeah, that's the B cover of it. I wish I could tell you the ones on this one. It might even be the interior artists, honestly.
Yes, this one's Danny Luckert and Layla Lies.
Yeah, full stop. The people who actually did the comics inside.
Yeah.
Extremely talented folks. Very creepy, very wonderful. Yeah, if you want your like brain, your like Tales of the Crypt style storytelling, you're gonna get some of that there with like comic book flavoring. Ooh, just a little dash of like being a big ol' nerd. Like these folks.
Who are you calling nerd? Get out of here with those guns. Guns.
You've got guns. I've got like whatever these
Bazookas? A big gun.
I don't know. Bazookas aren't like
Flimsy.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
We've got the second erratic volume coming out with Carrie Andrews. This is part of AWA's more superhero centric line. I like the first erratic because it is a fairly fresh take on the superhero stuff. So it does take place in the whole like Resistance universe that was set up by J. Michael Straczynski. You don't need to know anything about that. Basically, all you need to know is this is sort of more their Spider-Man-y type character who only has powers for, I believe, 10 minutes.
10 minutes at a time, and then he has to recover.
Yeah, for a full 24 hours. So how do you pick your moments? How do you essentially tackle problems when you only have this small area of time where you've got what you need to kind of close the deal? So very, very cool. And yeah.
Hey, Brandon, I like your buns.
Because they're doughy.
I loaf you.
Yay.
Because I loaf alone.
Here. I like you too.
It's so easy to make him blush.
A little bit. We got this, which you'll need to look up because I haven't read a preview of this one, girl. And the other ones are more self-explanatory.
Last line. Sally Hazard just has had the worst day of her life. While on a usual shift as a driver for the tube, the unthinkable happened when a man is pushed in front of her train and killed. But there's something strange here. Sally swears the man was pushed, but her supervisors, witness, and the CCTV footage show the man falling on his own. Sally cannot let this go, and her investigation into the murder introduces her to an MI6 agent named Edward Tarn, also curious about the so-called accident. Together, Sally and Ed discover an off-world explanation for the assassination, plus an alien invasion, and the craziest plot twist of all, an interplanetary travel system buried deep beneath the London Underground.
So I love that it starts off with like spy intrigue, but actually mostly aliens probably.
These are the kind of solicits I enjoy because that
took a hard turn.
They just like they crack open the book a little and then they're like, but it's really this, and it's amazing.
Outstanding. Very weird.
That's fair.
I left a book.
Uh-oh. Which one?
We have it here, but
Oh, you left a cover?
no, a book that we took back already.
Oh, no.
Well, not took back, but is here, but is out there.
So confused. You just say the right sentence the first time and then I'll understand you.
Never.
Okay. What do you got for me?
We've got the next Trailer Park Boys. For all y'all out there who are just like, yeah, I watched all of the stuffs on Netflix. I've got some fun memories. Devil's Due has been doing some actually pretty good work with these. And I wish I could kind of say more about it, except for like they really get the flavor right. One of my favorites. This came out about a year ago, so bear with me on the spoilers because these aren't spoilers no more. One of them basically had the boys stealing Randy's comic book collection, going to try and pawn it, finding out that they weren't worth anything, and then getting really mad at Randy for having useless comics that they tried to steal and sell, wasting our time. Yeah, this has more of that because this is more of a comic themed one, as you can tell in the gutters. Oh snap! It's like they know what they're doing. Very fun, very canard.
I don't know. I thought you were handing it to me for a sec.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm holding stuff up.
Okay, but I can.
Yep.
Do I hold it? I'm so confused. It's
Whatever-
Sabrina.
Whatever you want to do.
It's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I'm so scared to.
I have the stuff here, so I have to bring them over here.
I know. I just thought you were handing it to me. No, it's got a brand new Sabrina story. It's an anniversary spectacular. So
Because she's 60.
it's looking good.
Yup. Also has, as folks have been clamoring, new character, ooh la la.
Amber Nightstone.
So heads up on these books that they've been doing. It is a new story up front and classic stories in the back. The mullet of comics. I say that with fondness because you got your Dan Parent stuff happening up front, and then just like absolute classic stuff happening in the behinds. And yeah, classic Archie stuff. Like those kids who were doing them comics back in the day, those children's, they were real funny.
Mm. Wow, really? You're trusting me with this?
Yeah, do it up.
Okay.
It's kind of self-explanatory from
I've
the
got
picture.
Dark Knights of Steel, Tales from the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah.
So there we go. Don't give me superhero stuff. I don't know how to do that.
So what's a Dark Knights of Steel about?
It's kind of like the DC universe, but at a Ren Fair. But the Ren Fair is real.
Yeah, pretty much. So judging by the age of these characters, what do you think this one's about?
I feel so stupid right now. Thanks. It's when they were kids.
It's a prelude, baby.
Yay, it's a prelude. Moving on.
We have been putting this into all of the Dark Knights of Steel files because it is still Tom Taylor.
Yep.
And that's how we do it. So you're not going to miss out on your comics. And yeah, it's got some really cool art. And interesting characters. It does make sense that Harley Quinn's around.
Yes, it does.
The book that I did not bring into the room is All Out Avengers. It is basically Avengers, but all out, all action, all wham wham. And that is truly most of the description. I don't say this in a bad way. It's just basically like folks are just like, I miss when the Avengers did the punchy punch. And this is that.
All right. Introducing the all-new Avengers series that starts in the middle of the explosive action and races to a shocking climax. And then proceeds to go in not capitals anymore because holy crap.
It was all caps to
That was
start.
all caps. An alien attack, a missing piece of wormhole tech, a city warped, its citizens transformed into hideous creatures loyal to an empress from the far side of the universe, and a certain Captain Marvel looking to her fellow Avengers with murderous intent. Plunge into the action and take a deep breath because you will not be allowed up for air as a thrilling new series kicks off in the strongest, strangest way possible. Pew, 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 pew.
You will not be able to breathe while you read this. If you breathe while you read this,
You're doing it wrong.
you're doing it wrong. You're doomed. Doomed to something.
To continue breathing, which some days. Sorry, that was dark. That got
Doomed
dark.
to continue walking this earth.
Right? See? Nonstop Spider-Man, I think, was all caps as well. It was just like, all the things, Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. And I was like, okay, honey, let's just all calm down now. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
The Batman Night Watch #1. It is a fancy fine print edition of the first of 5 issues coming out of an all ages Batman. Do we ever get asked about if there's like Batman appropriate for like youths?
No, never.
Never.
Yeah,
it never happens. And there's definitely
Wait, was that a trick question?
there's definitely tons of all ages Batman stuff. There's actually a lot more these days, which is really cool.
Yep.
But especially like it sounds like we push it. We do. The Batman Scooby-Doo stuff.
Oh, it's hella fun.
My goodness. And did you know the youths still love Scooblind Doo? That's his full first name.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't think so because like Scooby-Doo's kind of hokey in general, but kids still love him.
Kids love the Hulk.
They do. All right. Those were single issues.
Going to the bookie books?
Bookie books. I'm going to start.
Okay.
Because we split them piles, baby.
Yeah.
We did a modicum of prep. Ha-pow.
Pew, 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 pew.
Today was bonkers. So I should also say there is still a box of Image out and about. We got half our Image.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We've done that before, haven't we?
We sure have.
That's always fun when you're missing new stock. I don't love that.
Yeah, so it's going to come in the afternoon, although Scott is back.
Wait, that was a short vacation. I thought he was gone for 2 weeks. That was not 2 weeks.
That was 2 weeks.
That was not 2 weeks.
It sure was.
Oh my gosh, that went by really fast.
And
then.
lucky Scott, he came back right after the big wrestle weekend, so we got to talk about the wrestles.
All right. Well, that's why I try to just take my boxes and go. And I let you. Scott's our camper guy. He's super great. The boys love to talk wrestles, so I just kind of take a box and I leave.
His favorite wrestler came back this weekend. Yeah, so he was very happy. And then we also talked about the drama because there's so much wrestle drama this weekend. Somebody got legitimately hit in the face with a chair. It's good times. Yeah, there might be some legal issues with their champion.
Oh no.
Yeah, good times. If you want to know more, talk to me in store because I'm following the dirt. So we're talking about the last book you'll ever read, which, sad for you, but also ties in with Shock Shop because you got Cullen Bunn, you got Is Leela Lees?
Layla?
Leela Lees.
I have no idea.
Telling a big spookums as well. You even got a pull quote up top from Patton Oswalt. I truly hope this terrific horror comic is in no way prescient or timely, which is what you like to hear for a horror comic. The description: civilization is a lie. Hidden deep in our genes is the truth, and it is slowly clawing its way to the surface. Olivia Cade knows the truth, and she has become the prophet of the coming collapse. Her book, Satyr, is an international bestseller, and it is being blamed for acts of senseless violence and bloodshed all over the world. Olivia's own life is in danger from those who have read her work. Determined to conduct a book tour, she hires security professional Connor Wilson to act as her bodyguard. She only has one requirement: he cannot read her work, because at a guess, nothing bad happens.
You will die.
Nothing
Also, you
bad
should
happens.
read this book because you won't die, probably.
I mean, I have yet to hear about anyone who's died reading this book. Nor will we contribute to death.
No. All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got correspondence from the end of the universe, which looks very funky. The office at the end of the universe. Russian recent college graduate Marco is looking forward to traveling the world with his lover. However, he is abducted by a mysterious being to the end of the universe, ruining his plans. That mysterious being assigns Marco a 10-year mission. All Marco can do is give his all to the mission and befriend his alien coworkers. This is a peculiar story depicting life in a place far removed from Earth. Seems bonkers, and
Right.
I think I'm going to enjoy that.
Yeah, I tried to split them up for like, Danica's probably going to like that.
Yeah, no, I remember when this came in last week, because it came in after the show, and I just looking at the cover, it's really funky.
Mm-hmm. Sean is asking, did you get the I am or the age? And I have no idea what that means. Please, any context. Thank you. I don't say that in a bad way. It's just more of like, if I don't say anything, then I'm not going to figure it out. Oh, we've got a big boy that I'm going to buy.
Oh my god.
But look at this.
What is
See
it?
you at San Diego. An oral history of Comic-Con fandom and the triumph of geek culture.
Oh my god, you would. Yes, this is Brandon Candy.
It has forwards from Stan Sakai and Jeff Smith and an afterword from the RZA. Because, Comic-Con, baby. See you at San Diego. An oral history of comic fandom and the triumph of geek culture is a comprehensive chronicle of Comic-Con and modern geekdom itself, as told through countless intimate, hilarious, and at times heartbreaking and often thought-provoking stories by nearly 50 of the most integral members of today's convention and fandom community. It has a lot extra here. Take a look at how they've done this. It's gorgeous.
Oh.
It's like dossiers. It's like you're looking at
they're writing it
things.
like a story. The scene, plot, conflict. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna like this.
It's going to be really cool. Lots of photos, lots of people. They keep their names in, which is really good. I mean, they would have to because this is not a video medium. But one of the things I hate most about video documentaries is just like, I don't remember you when the person pops back up again. But yeah, it's so cool. And it's designed so well. And I wish I could show you the interiors, but technically I can't until tomorrow.
Apparently, Sean's message meant which half of Image did we get? He was making a joke.
That makes sense. My brain was just like, the way that Universal does stuff, it's a pretty random half.
Yeah.
See, Andrew's on top of the jokes.
All right. What do we got? We have Everyday Hero Machine Boy. When Machine Boy falls into the city of Mega 416, he leaves a wake of destruction in his past until Karate Grandpa is able to activate his heart.
Hell yeah.
Karate Grandpa!
Karate Grandpa!
Now, whether he is fighting giant bugs in the school's basement or making the perfect spaghetti sauce, Machine Boy. Careful with those legs there.
Yeah, I was making sure I wasn't going to kick some cords first.
Yeah, I can just see the camera going. Machine Boy is always looking for the best way to help others, but when his heart reacts dangerously to mysterious debris from outer space, Machine Boy wonders if he can be a force for good after all. Aww.
Yeah.
This is rad as heck.
It's part of the all ages line from Skybound that they've been putting out.
I like Publishers Weekly pull quote, a balm for those seeking connection, belonging, and hope.
Oh.
That's really sweet. Yeah, I like it.
They got good reviewers over there.
Yeah. Oh, Karate Grandpa.
Karate Grandpa!
Don't hurt yourself. It's okay, Karate Brandon. It's all right.
We have How to Make a Monster, which will probably be fine. Written by Casanova Frankenstein and drawn by Glenn Pierce. How to Make a Monster is Frankenstein's unflinching memoir of growing up as a small, shy, black 13-year-old in 1980. Casanova Frankenstein's childhood consisted of a world of fear and isolation, punctuated by bullying thugs, the stifling atmosphere of his Lutheran school on the south side of Chicago, racial segregation, unapproachable girls, and a home life consisting of an emotionally distant mother and a violent alcoholic cop father who was not above giving his son a good thrashing now and again while preaching Christian family values. How to Make a Monster is drawn by Australian outsider artist Glenn Pierce in a historically rare creative symbiosis. Oh, Fantagraphics, in which Pierce perfectly captures Frankenstein's inner turmoil using a variety of stunningly realized artistic approaches, from naturalistic portraiture to outrageously inventive phantasmagoric imagery. A seamless contrapuntal balancing act between Frankenstein's raw, unadorned writing and Pierce's raw drawing. I do adore Fantagraphics because they'll usually include a paragraph of just like, so do you want to know why this is fancy and cool? Though sometimes it does come across as just like, but folks, pump the brakes just a bit, just a wee bit. Naturalistic portraiture, phantasmagoric, contrapunctual.
I'm not even gonna try.
Contrapuntal. That's. I love you. This is cool. I really like everything that's in here. Pump the brakes. You're very fancy. We know you're very fancy. I had not gotten to that last paragraph. My goodness. Happy laughs.
Next up is Wash Day Diaries. 5 interconnected short comics follow 4 friends, Kim, Nisha, Davine, and Cookie, through the ups and downs of their daily lives in the Bronx. From self-care to spilling the tea at an hours-long salon appointment to healing family rifts, each story uses hair routines as a window into the... into who these young women are and how they care for each other. Ooh, It was a mini comic.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, and it's expanded.
Into a whole ass graphic novel.
Beautiful color work. A lot of purples.
Mm-hmm.
That's gorgeous.
Black people of different tones. What is this?
I know. One book got it right. Thank you, Chronicle Books from San Francisco. I think it helps that the creators are also of color
Absolutely.
and mixed
You
race.
tend to find it.
Yeah. This is the same artist that did Nubia, real one.
Oh,
I loved Nubia. Seriously, if you haven't heard me harping about the DC young adult graphic novels, get on board, my friends.
Goodness.
There's no bad one. The young ones, the older ones, they're all good. I would recommend all of them to anyone.
And the best part of it is they know the folks they're talking to. So there was a bit of larfs, as the kids say, about how books like I Am Not Starfire would have cuss words in it, and Black Label line stuff would have censored cuss words in it.
Weak.
Exactly. And it's because DC is very cognizant of their audience. So the YA graphic novels, they can absolutely get away with that stuff there because it is designed for the YA audience, which is aiming for more of an adult feel. Prose publishers have known this forever, and it's why when you look at the different sections of the bookstore, you'll see the like 6 to 9 things being about middle school. You'll see the middle school stuff being about high school, the high school stuff about getting out of high school and just
usually going
in the
into
world.
college.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The first year of college.
Yeah. And so they absolutely nail that feel in their various age ranges that they have for these books. So yeah, good job. And then Black Label's the way it is because superhero people are very stuffy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not classic proper.
They can't even deal with the silhouette of a penis. Come on. They're not going to deal with the F word.
No.
We all know how young we were when we started swearing, and it was a lot younger than you'd have to be to apparently read Black Label.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like 7 and 8 and just being like, yeah.
Right? Like you may not have like used them all the time, but you knew what they were. You know, I remember in like grade 5, we were like, oh, those words. Okay.
Getting away with something.
We knew about them. Yeah. Anyway.
Yep.
You're next.
We've got in print for the first time, How to Read Comics the Marvel Way. This was supposed to come out pre-pandemic, baby.
Ooh.
They did release them all digitally. And it is a primer on like comics and the language used in it. I know when we were at our last book fair, there was so many kids who were like, hey, is there anything about making comics? And this is a little bit about that, about how they're read, about how the language is involved. And so I know so many kids out there are hungry for this information, even though like they know how to read it, but it's sort of like the whys. Comics can be sometimes like a foreign language to the uninitiated, with their own unique storytelling tools, visual shorthand, and narrative conventions. Many clever cartoonists and scribes have shared their theories on the grammar of comics, but it's never been done in the mighty Marvel manner. Get ready, because Mysterio has trapped Spider-Man inside a comic book, and Spidey's going to help navigate through the gutters, balloons, panels, pencils, and more. Plus, see how top talents speak the language of comics in action-packed adventures featuring Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Ms. Marvel, Moon Girl, and Devil Dinosaur. Because not only does this collect the How to Read Comics the Marvel Way 4-issue digital series, it collects also Ms. Marvel #1, Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1, featuring the first Miles Morales full story, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1, and Spidey #1. So you get like a taste of all these different flavors of comics after you kind of like get how the stories are told. Very cool. And like 8 issues for 1750 Canadian.
Yeah, that's great. Alrighty, we've got Blackwater by Jeanette Ario and Ren Graham. Welcome to the haunted town of Blackwater. Tony Price is a popular high school track star, an occasional delinquent aching for his dad's attention and approval. Eli Hirsch is a quiet boy with a chronic autoimmune disorder that has ravaged his health and social life. What happens when these two become unlikely friends, and a whole lot more, in the spooky town of Blackwater, Maine?
Spooky.
Werewolf curses, unsavory interactions with the quarterback of the football team, a ghostly fisherman haunting the harbor, and tons of high school drama. Been looking forward to this one myself.
Yeah.
I like spooky romances. I do.
It's just a couple of spooky boys learning about life and smooches and werewolves. So you weren't there, but we got a visit by the dude who found us, who forever ago, who was looking for Boy Love books.
Oh my god, he's back.
He's back. He's glowed up real good.
What a sweetheart. He was such a beautiful soul. I'm so happy he found us again.
He's back in the area because he'd moved away a little bit, and now he lives closer now.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, very excited that he was just like, is there any more of that one where the boys are fencing? And I was like, you came back at the exact right time because Fence came back.
I know. I thought about him the last couple times Fence came out, and I was like, he's not here anymore. Made me a little sad, but that's really cool.
Yeah, very happy about it.
Good for him.
We've got Right On from Faith Erin Hicks. I was listening to an off panel with Faith Erin Hicks talking about this book in particular and how she chose the project to draw herself because she's got a lot of story ideas, and there's ones that she feels closer to and the ones that she can more easily emotionally hand off to an artist, basically, to see like their takes on these concepts and whatnot that they would potentially do better. So this actually speaks to her quite a bit, just saying something, because Faith Erin Hicks writes some real good stuff. And so, when it's something that is speaking deep to her, that she's putting her all into this. So that's something I wanted to talk about up top. So Victoria has always loved horses, but riding in competitions is high stakes, high stress, and expensive. Being a horse girl is expensive if you're doing it with horses. And even though Victoria's best friend Taylor loves competing, Victoria has lost her taste for it. After a heartbreaking fight with Taylor, Victoria needs a new start, and at a new stable, a place where she doesn't have to worry about anything other than riding. No competition, no drama, no friends, just horses. Edgewood Stables seems ideal. There are plenty of horses to ride, and Victoria is perfectly willing to give the other riders the cold shoulder, but can she truly be happy with no friends? No friends, only horses.
Okay. So this one, we received an advanced reader's copy a few months back, and the last half was just the line work because it wasn't done. It was amazing, and I'm so excited to read this with the full full color, the full art. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Sweeney Boo outdid herself, so I will be highly recommending this. Another school year begins at the Unwitty Hidden Institute of Witchcraft, and Abigail knows that this is the year she needs to buckle down, grow up, and start taking her studies seriously.
I'll be back. I need to plug in this computer.
Okay. But everything is thrown off course when her mentee, Noreen, goes missing. Abby's classmates are quick to put Noreen's disappearance behind them. The coven will find her, they say. They have it under control. But Abby can't let it go, and her search for answers leads her down a rabbit hole that uncovers more secrets than she can handle. As the mounting evidence steers her toward the untamed woods, that surround the Institute, Abby begins to see that Noreen's disappearance has a lot in common with the story of another girl who went missing all those years ago. This is phenomenal. Beautiful, just gorgeous, gorgeous work. And to top it off, their familiars talk. So there is a talking cat, which I'm always a fan of.
The Tango Noreen.
I'll take the next one too while he's plugging this in. So I haven't gotten to read this one yet, but it is Coven by Jennifer Dugan and Kit Seaton. And I really trust something that has the name Kit Seaton on it, really. Just starts right in there. Cool. I was going to say if I... acknowledgements. Here we are. So Kit Seaton is the co-creator of Norway and Afar. And
right.
Yes, right? And Norway is amazing. So if you like folklore and fantasy, all ages, read Norway.
Norway is one of Danica's secret weapons. So it's kind of like her, I almost would call it your Casanova.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's a very specific book. But you know exactly who to recommend it to, and every single person you have comes back and is just like, that was one of the most amazing things I've read.
And unlike me, they don't have to wait over a year for volume 2. There's 2 volumes out. So I read volume 1 and I was like, when is volume 2 coming out? And I was heartbroken. It was over a year. I hated it. But anyway, this is Coven. MZ has always lived in sunny California, and she'd much rather spend her days surfing with her friends or hanging out with her girlfriend than honing her abilities as a fire elemental. But when members of her family's coven back east are murdered under mysterious circumstances that can only be the result of powerful witchcraft, her family must suddenly return to upstate New York. Excuse me. MZ needs to quickly master her neglected craft, and she soon discovers that when united with her coven, she is stronger than she could have ever imagined. Eager to find the killers before they strike again, MZ and her new friends begin to dabble in spells beyond their control. Dangerous rituals that have the power to return everything they've lost. But that kind of magic comes at a price. And the farther down the path of darkness they go, the less likely they'll be able to find their way back to the light. These witches are playing with fire. Can they solve the murders before they get burned? Ooh.
I would do a magic trick where there's fire, but two things.
Don't.
I can't, and 2, that's a book.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Don't set books I want to read on fire.
Fireball.
Don't cast Fireball.
It's a weird classic wrestling thing. Like there's a thing that they use to actually throw fireballs at people.
Yeah, I think there's like a spark thing that magicians used to do.
Yeah, it's basically that because
yeah.
wrestlers are carnies. It's one of Chris Jericho's big things right now where he yells, "Because I'm a wizard!" And it's because he's thrown a couple fireballs at people lately.
That's cool.
Wrestles.
Oh, I'm so excited. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So I will set that aside for you.
All right, I'm going to double up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. First, a book I was supposed to bring back last week, but did not. Have you ever needed help solving a mystery? Batman has. Batman is the great detective, but he rarely works alone. His sidekicks, Robin and Batgirl, his butler Alfred, and the police of Gotham City all play a role in helping him keep his city safe, and you can too. Look for clues, analyze evidence, solve riddles, learn history, help Batman as he goes about his adventures, and see if you can spot the solutions to these mysteries before he logs them into his casebook. This is basically like when I was a kid reading like Encyclopedia Brown. And I cannot remember the name of these books, but they were like, I want to say twins who solved mysteries that were Encyclopedia Brown things, but like
Hardy Boys.
No.
Oh, it was like newer than Hardy Boys.
Not sure.
Okay.
But you get to the end of the thing and you'd be like, can you solve the mystery? And you had to go to the back of the book and hold the paper up to the light because it was printed backwards.
What?
So that you could read the solution.
That's really cool.
Yeah. This is like that, except it's Batman. So like your Encyclopedia Browns, your whatever I was describing, short little mysteries where you get to you get all the clues, and then you're just like, so how does the character know about this? Or like, can you solve this? Can you help them solve this? So cool. Like if there was an Encyclopedia Brown about Batman back in the day, I would have lost my freaking mind as a child. And so that exists now.
Actually, you should tell them about that game that you're playing right now, Jenny LeClue.
Oh, Jenny LeClue is so good. Due to how our everything's going, it was just easier for us to just sign up for like an Apple bundle where we get all of the Apple TV stuff, the music, so that you can listen to music in the store legally with playlists. Not that people would crack down on us. However, we like to do things above board. And so we got Apple Games, and there's a thing called Jenny LeClue, which is absolutely outstanding. It's basically like this really cool, very dark kind of Encyclopedia Brown thing where a writer is essentially told by his publisher, like, you know, spice up your books a little bit. It's just like, oh, Jenny goes for ice cream. And so there ends up being a murder that she ends up having to solve. And like, she's been big into detective stuff all along. So there's like a lot of this kind of metatextual stuff from the author, who puts in a lot of stuff pretty much to spite his editor. But the story seems to be taking on a life of its own. There's some really cool stuff that it does with short form storytelling. When a big event happens and they need to get a lot of information in a short span of time, and you're walking through sort of like almost a dreamscape that is absolutely terrifying and just super wild and affecting. It's outstanding, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, we'll get to Andrew's comment in a bit. We will.
Yeah.
We'll finish the books first.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So we also have my buddy Killer Croc. He's a pal. Being the new kid is tough in Gotham City. It's killer. Andy, like a lot of kids, feels a little lost out of place when it comes to Gotham. Unlike most kids, he's less excited about the idea of meeting Batman than he is about seeing his childhood hero, the wrestler Waylon Jones, aka Killer Croc. If Andy can find him and ask for some wrestling tips, he can have it all. But trouble is, Batman is looking for Andy's childhood hero too. In My Buddy Killer Croc, Sarah Farizan and Nicoletta Baldari unite to tell a charming tale of a boy in a new school with new friends and enemies and a supervillain who teaches him how to put the bullies in their place. Also, wrestling. It's a Brandon book.
It very much is.
These kids' books built for Brandons.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
No, I love all ages. I'm very happy to read them. Like, there's a certain level where you're too young for something, but absolutely no one is too old for these books.
It's true.
It's true.
It's damn true. That's a wrestling thing.
All right. We have Mayera and Annabelle, Volume 1. That would be amazing. That is the croc answer to most things. They're bothering you, just eat them. It's fine. Just eat them.
Or in the classic Batman episode, I hit him with a rock. Although I guess that wasn't actually a croc. But anyways.
Anyway. The cozy life that Mayora had grown accustomed to has now been demolished right before her very eyes. Once the most respected technical combat advisor, basically a ninja, at the highly regarded Department of Unusual Activities in Sao Paulo, now she's learned she was just seconds away from being exonerated. But thanks to her longtime mentor and old friend, Salgado, she was able to be transferred out to the same department in another state in Brazil. Don't get it wrong, though. She was investigating into things she shouldn't have stuck her nose in. Now in the capital of Ceará, Mayara meets Annabelle, and you best believe Annabelle's not happy about the news of her new transfer buddy either. Technical advisor in magic and, previously, the only employee of SECAFCCE, besides the department head himself, all she wanted was an intern to fill out the reports of her super glorious achievements, which aren't even that special. And now she's going to have to share the space in a muggy and super tiny office room with a ninja transfer. Ugh. The inevitable friction that arises when they meet must be put aside when a threat that hasn't been seen for nearly 20 years emerges in Fortaleza without any apparent explanation. And to beat the threat, Mayara and Annabelle must work together.
Nice. I've decided every time someone says ninja, I'm going to do a ninja move.
That's going to be safe and fine.
Yep. First,
Sweet.
check for chords.
Then, step 2, ninja.
Ninja. Okay, cool.
I swear we did this one.
I do not remember.
That's okay. That's fine.
We probably did. We've got Best Shot in the West, The Thrilling Adventures of Nat Love, the legendary Black Cowboy. So there is a wonderful series of podcasts about Black Cowboys, I believe called Black Cowboys, that I've been listening to. They did a season of, and the creator of it did it because of how his dad really liked a lot of that, and he talked to his dad, and so it was about like reconnecting with his father and learning about these folks, and like Nat Love is dope as hell. Also, a lot of the cowboy stuff from back in the days is just like, yeah, there was a bunch of white people who were doing some neat stuff, but the actual cool stuff was all done by Black cowboys. From acclaimed authors and historians Patricia C. McKissick and Frederick L. McKissick Jr. Comes a thrilling graphic novel based on the true adventures of an unforgettable man born into slavery in 1854. Nat Love grew up to become the most famous Black African-American cowboy in the Old West. A contemporary and acquaintance of Bat Matterson and Billy the Kid, Nat was widely known as an expert roper and driver, a crack shot, and a real Wild West character. In 1907, he published his autobiography, The Life and Adventures of Nat Love, better known in the cattle country as Deadwood Dick, on which this book is based, featuring vivid full-color artwork by Randy DeBerk. Best Shot in the West is an exhilarating mix of fascinating historical fiction and nonstop adventure, and like the art in this is actually really great. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't wait to read this, especially like learning a lot about Black Cowboys from the past. It's just like a lot of what you know from lore is just like, I mean, this person said they did it, but you know who actually did it? Surprise. History is that we are taught anyways is mostly bunk as hell.
Super whitewashed.
Yup.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure we did this one, but it's about a puppo, so I'm going to talk about it again.
Yeah, I honestly didn't remember because it was about a pup, and I was like, I'm pretty sure
That's okay.
I'd remember, but
Okay, in case anybody missed last week's show.
looking at the back, I'm realizing I've made it. There's a button. I've made a huge mistake.
It's called Tiki, a very rough year. So they get a Shiba puppy, and it's all about getting a puppy during quarantine. It's very cute. So yeah, it is a fictionalized autobiographical story. I love the that questions the moment we decide to adopt a pet and the beautiful mess we're often left with.
Right.
We love the puppos.
We absolutely did talk about this one.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because puppies.
Brandon.
That's okay. Maybe someone missed it. Shut up your beautiful face.
Shut up your beautiful face.
Oh yeah. No, we talked about that one too.
This one?
Yeah, we can go over it though, because it's good. It was good. I read it
All right.
a couple weeks ago.
Well, this is the classic section, I guess. Last week's books. We've got Diorama 7. A courageous member of the people of the column and his inseparable companion explore ancient ruins in search of something precious. A lost man is looking for his family. Adventures begin, rituals, encounters, and chases take place in this pale and silent place. Everything is under the devourer's gaze. So you read this one?
I did, yeah. Yeah, it's for ages 7+, which was interesting to me. The art's really funky. It came out like a couple weeks ago, but it's got this, it's got like these cute kind of marshmallow
We can show people because it's been out.
And they like pray to this volcano god. They sacrifice things, but also there's a astronaut looking for his family. Like there's a lot going on. Now it will make you a little angry because it is only volume 1. So
you'll get to the end and be like, son of
yeah, I know. So I just need to figure out when volume 2 comes out, but it is good. I would recommend it. It's just please know that it is a volume 1 and you'll want volume 2.
The good problem to have.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. This one I think did come out last week, but I stole it. So
it came out like I think shortly after.
Yeah. Either before or after, but I stole it. I took it home to read it because I really wanted to read it. The story of Radium Girls is a horrific tale of people seeing women as disposable.
We haven't continued that, right?
No, I think we consider women people now, so everything should be good. It's been like 100 years. It's 1918 in Orange, New Jersey, and everyone knows the Ghost Girls, the proud holders of well-paying jobs at the local watch factory. These working-class young women gain their nickname from the fine dusting of glowing radioactive powder that clings to their clothes after every shift, painting watch dials. The soft greenish glow even stains their lips and tongues, which they use to point the fine brushes used in their work. It's perfectly harmless, or so claims the watch manufacturer. When teeth start falling out, followed by jawbones, and I've seen literal photos of this, it's horrifying. The dial painters become the unprepared vanguard on the front lines of the burgeoning workers' rights movement. Desperate for compensation and acknowledgement from the company that has doomed them, the Ghost Girls must fight, not just for their own lives, but for the future of every woman to follow them. This is a really important story in worker history. They were dealing with literally radioactive elements, but of course, enough people didn't quote unquote know that they were poisonous, so it was fine. They were around these chemicals all day, even licking the brushes before they painted because they would smooth out the brush. And a lot of them died without any I don't know, payment, restitution.
Yeah.
But like the book says, it really they were, they walked so the union movement could run. And they were a huge reason why we have workers' rights today, because they went through this horrifying way to die, basically being eaten up from inside out. Your body, it contains the radiation, and it was awful. But
Oh, but the art's so glowy.
the art's beautiful. It is beautiful.
It's an absolutely gorgeous book.
It's this quiet book, done with, I believe, only pencil crayons.
It looks like.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. Let's see here. There is an interview with the author after, which was very cool. Where was it? Sorry, I read this a couple days ago, so I have to figure it out. No, I'm sorry, but it is. I believe it is pencil crayons, which is a really interesting look.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful and horrifying.
Like our world. Hooray.
Oh, here we are. So where did the idea of the limited color palette come from? I used a color scheme I really like. Purple and radium green go together very well. I'm afraid of making a color faux pas, and the more colors you work with, the more easily that can happen. That's why I always work with a limited color scheme that I push as far as I can. And in the end, I worked with only 8 different colored pencils for the whole graphic novel. The atmosphere you create is determined by the base tone. It's so cool. It's so cool.
It is really cool.
So yeah, you definitely want to, if you are getting this book, definitely don't skip the interview at the end. It's amazing. And look up Radium Girls. And also, I have to talk about this. I'm sorry. This is a huge part of American history that people don't talk about. The biography, The Radium Girls, The Dark Story of America's Shining Women by Kate Moore, was one of the main sources of information for this comic. It is a very thorough book on the forgotten journey of these women against an all-powerful industry.
I wouldn't be surprised if they'd end up being a subject of cool people who did cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a really great podcast. This week, it's usually about like just basically cool people from history who are just really chill and kind of have moved us forward and given us rights and everything like that. Although this week's episode is about Chumbawamba with the lead singer of Eve 6 as a guest, and it has been super bonkers. If you don't know, Chumbawamba was functional for about 30 years. They were just wild punk anarchists who would do, when they were huge, were essentially quote unquote selling out, but basically taking all of the money that they're making to fund all of their favorite charities and like didn't really keep anything from it. Oh. And outside of that, in their leaner, wilder years, they would like squat in places, work out how to not pay for a lot of stuff. And one of the weirder bits, because they also just sort of liked pulling weird, non-harmful pranks. One of my two of my favorite things that I found out today that I immediately came up to the front to just be like, Andrew, I need to tell you this thing. Was they pretended to be a band of skinheads and pushed their way onto a anthology of wild right-wing songs with in Britain with a song called I'm Thick, which in British is I'm stupid. And the lyrics were just I'm thick over and over and over and over and over again. And they made it onto the anthology as a fake skinhead band. And another thing that they did, which is more like funny, is when they were in Europe, they opened for Motorhead, but only sang a cappella songs.
Okay.
because they knew that the people who were there to see Motorhead would be like, no.
But we can't leave.
And they're just like, but it's fun though, right?
Cool.
Chumbawamba.
I think I'm still in June for Cool People, but I'm catching up.
Oh, it's such a good episode.
Oh yeah, no, I'll get there.
I know.
I know it's not in any order. I like to kind of make my way from oldest to newest. That's how I do it.
Oh, I know. But you're really going to enjoy this one. Because that's only 2 of the bonkers things that they do.
That's fair.
And it's not even the coolest stuff that they do. Finally, we've got Young Agatha Christie, a book also made for Brandon's. It's all ages books made for Brandon's week. The hilarious adventures of the acclaimed mystery writer Agatha Christie as a child, a curious little girl who treats the everyday world as a big crime scene. As an unusual child with a penchant for puzzles, young Agatha imagines thrilling twists on the classic fairy tales. Was the story of Goldilocks a plot by Baby Bear to get more porridge? And transforms a tea party into a crime scene. And in general, drives her friends and family mad with her insatiable inquisitiveness. As with young Mozart and young Leonardo, Will offers a comic tale that is both enriching and amusing and full of humor and tenderness. Hooray.
Like a good mystery.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a good collection.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we should start digging into it.
Indeed.
Oh,
I got to talk about some bad idea stuff.
yeah, you do actually. I was actually going to
So,
forget about it. So we should talk about
all of this information did go out to all of our files on Sunday. So, bad idea books are coming back. They're going to start in November. What are those books? No idea. We're going to find out on Thursday. But bad idea being bad idea is pre-selling bundles on Wednesday. If you want the next releases, I believe 17 different single issues and 7 different series.
I want to say 7, yes.
Yeah. The numbers are accurate in the email. Let's put it that way. They will be starting in November. If you do pre-order the bundle from us, prepay for the pre-order, the first 10 people to do that will get a fancy sticker, which you can redeem for what Bad Idea is calling a story choice book. So one of their upcoming books, you'll get the ability to choose your own adventure, I believe. If you want what the story was, or if you want an alternate ending, you can essentially buy it. So that's some wildness. For those of you worried, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get there tomorrow when you guys open. How am I supposed to do this? Well, when we open, right at 11, the quantity, because I do have 2 items up on our website. One, the Bad Idea. It's called Bad Idea 2 because Bad Idea is over. So this is Bad Idea 2, part 1 with sticker and without sticker. With sticker at 11 a.m. when we open the doors, the second we open the doors, a quantity of 10 is going to pop up. That quantity will be used for in-store sales and online. Once they're gone, they're gone. You can only buy 1 copy. If you try to buy more than 1 copy online, we will
hunt you down.
Indeed. We will refuse the order.
Yeah, we'll refund you.
Which is to say that we're not refunding you down to the 1 copy. You will not get the book or the order.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you do a reorder of 1 copy. It is very specific in the descriptions of both products because you can't order one of both products. That is also a no-no. Bad idea. 1 copy per person. That is their rule. And so for folks who do not follow those rules, and I can guarantee there's going to be a couple because there always is. We've had it in the past.
Yep.
Or the like, oh, but my cousin, cool story. They have kicked people out of the program. We want to still get you the books and maybe your cousin if they pay for it themselves.
Separately, yeah.
Indeed. And they can do so through our website. Now, these bundles are available, the 10 copies until they're sold out, and the others until next week on Wednesday, because on Thursday, I got to set initial orders.
So this is where pre-orders are very important.
Yes, because Bad Ideas also said that as what happened with the previous time that they did this, the orders that are done through these bundles are guaranteed to be first prints and not allocated. So due to paper shortages when they were releasing Odin's Eye in December, they limited what was sent out to just the bundle orders. We will be ordering a little bit above what we get in for orders. However, do not count on it. If you want these mystery books, order them. If you want to know what the mystery books are, Thursday they will be announcing them. And then you can make a decision from there. You can ask for individual runs, but due to the way that this is structured, we will do our best to get them to you. But if they do allocate it, there's only so much we can do, right? So be aware of that. That's happening tomorrow, 11 a.m. It's going to be Bonkertons. So happy about it. Also, I know we talked about this before, but we're missing a box of Image. So
yeah, just in case you came in late.
Yeah.
Yep. So if there's a title pulled for you and it's not physically in your file, that is why. Because the computer pulls everything. And that's just how it's going to be.
Yep. All right. That wraps us up. And so we have the fun part of the day, the romper room, where we look out through our magic mirror. Ooh, hi. And we see all of you wonderful people. Say hi. Thank you for being here. We're also here for you, and we appreciate your time. And yeah. We're going to get a better system eventually.
We're going to have a bigger table when I get that GD quote from the flooring place.
They still haven't sent it?
No.
Flooring people.
I know. I'm going to call them tomorrow.
I've heard this from a lot of people getting flooring, though. They're just like, right now, they just don't care because they're so busy.
Anyway, studio.
I see the one true Andrew. Hello.
Oh.
I see Sean. Hi, Sean.
Sean's asking who our upcoming interview is. Have we booked something?
Yeah, we have.
Okay. We're not telling you.
I did forget that.
Oh.
I did say that I was going to announce it, so I will.
Okay, after this.
Yeah. I see Jason. Hi. I see Tyson. Thanks for being here. I see the one and only Foley. And you, folks, can too. When you come into Variant Edition graphic novels and comics, he is in store Wednesday to Friday until 6:30, and then all of our hours on Saturday. So you can see him then. And we make him work on Tuesdays. I see Kingsley. Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
I see Ben. I see Simone. Hi. Glad you're back.
Mm-hmm.
I see Aaron. I don't know why I'm ending my ends with But yeah.
Okay. No. Jeez,
So you can put it away.
I can put it away instead of just putting it down.
Putting it down. So 2 weeks from now, we are very excited to have 2, potentially 3 special guests. We're going to have the writers of Ghoster Heights
Yay!
on our show. For those of you who don't know, Ghoster Heights is an all ages book coming out very soon from Vault and Wonderbound, which featuring 3 local folks.
Woo!
Doing the creations. We've got Kelly Mellings, who also helped launch our store. The artist of The Outside Circle. He and Patty Laboucan were in to do a signing to help launch. It's Corey Lansdell is his co-writer. And Lisa LaRose doing the arts. Absolutely fantastic. Danica's got the description here.
All right.
And I've read this one.
To get you all hyped. All right. Welcome to the neighborhood. 8-year-old Ona has lost just about everything. Her home, her possessions, her mother, and almost her life. When she and her father move into her Baba's apartment complex after these traumatic events, they had hoped for a clean start. But a mysterious specter follows her, and Ona befriends the ghost she discovered haunting the boiler room. When her new friendship starts allowing her to see other ghosts, the ghosts who haunt the other residents of her building, she decides to use her ability to help her new neighbors face their troubles and free themselves from their specters. In doing so, however, Ona must eventually come to face with a much darker foe, her own trauma and grief. The earnestness of Judy Blume meets the raw emotion of I Kill Giants in this beautifully hopeful story of childhood tragedy.
Very happy. So that's in 2 weeks. We're gonna start to have folks on probably about once a month or so. Yeah. If stuff like that starts going well, we'll reconsider how often we have folks on there as well. But yeah, thank you all so much for checking in with us and being here. So happy to have you around, and we're gonna get to some reading.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
See you soon. Bye.